This tutorial we're going to cover shooting attacks. As an example, we have a squaddy called Dibble, who is a basic start squaddy straight out of the box. You can print this off from the website or from the reference section. Over here I have the Xeno-Force crib sheet. I've just folded it just to get this portion here. And here I have an example of some enemies, which I'm using these three models here to represent these VAT spawn clone troopers. So Dibble is going to engage these. So it's Dibble's activation, which means he gets two actions. I'm going to go through a series of possibilities. The first is he makes a basic attack. So to make a basic attack, we measure the range, and it's clearly point blank range. You measure the range, it's under 8 inches, which means point blank range up to 8 inches there. So we consult his character sheet, and at point blank range he has an attack value of 5, which means he's going to be rolling 5 dice. So here goes. When you're attacking, you're always looking for 5s and 6s as the target number. In this case he scored 1-5. So we deal damage to this character here. The weapon has a penetration of 1, which means it's going to ignore 1 point of armor on the baddie. The VAT spawn baddie has a soak of 1, so the penetration goes straight through the armor jacket of the clone trooper. But the clone trooper has 2 health points, which means that in this case he would deal 1 damage to this. So you need to use some sort of convenient marker in order to record that the character has taken a wound. In this case I use little skulls like that, but you can use whatever you want. Little red beads or markers. We'll try that again and roll some different numbers. Let's suggest we rolled this here. If we rolled that, then that would be 2 successes there. The penetration of 1 would ignore the soak of 1, which would mean that 2 damage would be dealt. The character has 2 health points, which means that this character would be killed. Dibble should then record on his character sheet that he's got a confirmed kill. The number of kills that it is worth is this value here, kills there. So that one was worth 1, so you just mark off 1 box here using a dry white marker so that you can, on a plastic wallet here, so that you can rub it all off at the end of the game. So that's a basic attack. So Dibble has used 1 basic attack so far. He can't make another basic attack because of the action type rules, but he could, for instance, use his heavy pistol as an offhand attack, or he could move with an advance action or something like that, or he could throw a grenade. Now we're going to do an aimed shot. To aim, the character has to spend actions aiming. For each action they spend aiming, they gain an additional number of dice equal to this, here, aim value. For Dibble, the aim value is 3. So let's say that Dibble shoots this alien here. He would normally roll 5 dice. He spends 1 action to aim and then his second action to make an aimed shot. So he's going to be rolling 8 dice. He's looking for 2 hits to kill the alien outright. There we go. So that's 2 hits there. The 6 means you'd roll another dice. No extra hit from that. So 2 hits would be enough to kill that one there. In the next example, Dibble is going to take an even better aimed shot. He's going to use 2 actions to aim. So to do this, he's going to need 3 actions in total, an aimed shot and 2 aims. So he will spend an action point. So scrub off his action point, and he's going to aim at this one here. So the first action is an aim, the second action is an aim. He's got an extra action because he spent his action point, so his third action is going to be an aimed shot. So he would normally get 5 dice. He gets 3 extra for the aimed shot. He gets 3 extra for his second aim action. However, The golden rule in this game is that you can never increase your dice to more than double what you originally started with. So he started with 5, so he can only ever gain 5 additional dice. So the maximum he can roll is 10. So here goes. He's rolling 10 dice. There they are. It's a good shot. He has got... Oh, Officer Dibble, he's down. He's got 6 hits there. He's got 4 of them as 6s, so he rolls 4 extra dice. Another 2 hits, 1 extra dice, another hit, wow. So he's got 9 hits on this poor chap here. He's only got 2 health, so he's a goner. And Dibble would mark up a kill. Now we're going to do an example of fully automatic fire. So Dibble has a rifle which is capable of full auto fire because it has a full auto rating which isn't a dash. It's got a number here, 3. Fully automatic fire is useful because it allows you to engage multiple foes, or it allows you to deal extra damage to an individual foe. In this case, he's going to try to deal damage to multiple foes. When Dibble attacks, he must nominate his primary target. That's the one that he will have to hit first. So he'll nominate this alien here as his primary target. He's going to spend 2 actions to do a fully auto fire, because a full auto always takes 2 actions. He's going to get 5 dice for the range, which is point blank range, and then he's going to get 3 extra dice because he's making a full auto attack, for a total of 8 dice. Pick them up, and we will roll them. Here we go. Right, so now we'll roll dice. 8 dice. Well, that is truly, truly awful. So this is an example of a botch, because he has no successes at all, and some 1s. In this case, luckily his rifle is reliable, which means that a botch only results in a single jam, which you can use some convenient marker. I got these markers from an old game of zombies. If his gun had not been reliable, he would roll an extra dice, and on a 2 to 6 his gun would have jammed, and it would have got 1, 2, 3, 4 jam tokens, and on a 1 his gun would have been broken and completely ruined for the entire rest of the game. Right, let's pretend that didn't happen, and let's have Dibble make another shot, and hopefully I can roll a bit better to show what happens. Dibble is rolling 8 dice on his full auto attack. Right, he gets 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. He's got 3 6s, so 3 dice are rolled again. No more hits. 4 hits. Now he has to assign these hits to targets, and the targets can be within close range of each other, so 2 inches of the original target. The first must be assigned to the target he chose as his primary target. Now what he could do is he could assign all of them to that character there, and he will deal 4 points of damage to that character there. But the alien's only got 2 health, so that seems a waste. Instead, he could split his damage. He could assign 2 hits to that one and 2 hits to that one, say, and that would end up killing both of those 2 targets, and he would score 2 kills, and both of those would be removed. Or he could divide up his fire between all 3 targets. If he did that, then he would have to assign 1 to the first target, 1 to the second target, 1 to the third target, and then the remaining hit, first of all, has to be assigned to the primary target. So he would kill this target and wound both of these. The best option seems to be to deal 2 damage to each of those 2. He would score 2 kills, and you would remove both of those guys. Okay. Next we're going to do another full auto attack, and this time Dibble is pretty keen to make sure that he drops someone. So what he's going to do is he's going to just hold down the trigger and hope for the best. He will get 5 dice because it's a point blank attack, so 5 dice from that. He's making a full auto attack, that takes 2 actions, and he is going to get 3 dice for that. What he can do is any number of times with no extra action spent, he can buy more dice at the same rating here as the full auto rating. So he can buy 3 more dice, but when he does so, he empties the clip or overheats his barrel or whatever, so he gets an automatic jam token for buying those extra dice. So his rifle will be jammed no matter what he rolls. The golden rule still applies, which means that you can only ever double the number of dice that you roll. So he started with 5, so the maximum he could ever roll is 10. So this last one can't be rolled. So he gets 10 dice in total. So here goes. Dibble shooting, primary target here, gets an automatic jam token because he's bought extra dice, and let's go for it. So Dibble is rolling 10 dice. He scores 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and gets 3 sixes, so rolls 3 more dice for an extra 2 hits, and another dice, there we go. So he's got a total of 6 hits which he has to distribute amongst the 3 enemies. The first one has to go on his primary target. He's going to shoot all 3, so he gives 1 to this target here, 1 to this target here. The next one has to go on the primary target. Then he can give these to 1 to that one and 1 to that one, dealing 2 damage to each of the 3 enemies. So in this case, Dibble's gamble of buying extra dice for an additional jam token paid off, and he slew all 3 of the clone enemies. So 1, 2, 3. Dibble would mark up 3 kills, bang, 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 which brings him nicely down to 7 kills for the mission. Okay. In this part of the tutorial, we're going to be looking at cover. So here are my clone vat spawns. Again, 2 of them are behind these crates, and this one is out in the open. Now, it's important to realise that the characters are assumed to crouch behind cover and make the most of it. So even though the cover doesn't come all the way up the model, one can assume that that character is going to be using that cover. Cover comes in 3 different varieties: soft cover, hard cover, and hardened cover. Soft cover is hedges, fences, thin walls, trees, things like that, things that aren't really going to stop an armor-piercing bullet. And that adds no value extra to the soak. Hard cover is solid stone walls, craters, edges, house walls, thick logs. I'm considering these metal boxes as hard cover. Hardened cover is purpose-built trenches, armoured walls, ship bulkheads, anything that's really going to stop a bullet or a laser bolt or something. That gives you an extra soak of 2. And the final thing that can happen is a character can go to ground, which gives you an extra 1 onto the soak. But you can only go to ground if you are behind some cover. This is why soft cover is listed as 0, because you can't go to ground unless you're behind something. So even if you were just behind a hedge, normally that would give you no bonus, but if you've gone to ground, then it would give you a bonus of 1. Right, so these characters we're going to assume are not gone to ground. So, in my next example, Dibble is going to shoot at this character here, and he's going to shoot at him behind the cover. It's point blank range, so he's going to be rolling that 5 dice. So, Dibble rolls, and he gets this result here, which is 2 successes. The defender's soak is normally 1, but because it's hard cover, he gets an extra 1, so his soak is now 2. The penetration on the heavy rifle is 1, so that cancels 1 point of the soak, which means that the soak left is 1. The soak, therefore, those are misses. The soak cancels out 1 of the hits, leaving 1 hit behind, which causes 1 point of damage. This guy has 2 health, so he's not yet dead. If Dibble had rolled this result instead, then what would happen is the penetration of 1 would cancel out 1 point of soak. The extra point of soak given by the cover would counter 1 of his hits. Those 2 are misses, leaving 2 points of damage. So Dibble would take out this alien here and score a kill. Example we're going to do is going to be using full auto against some targets in cover and some targets out of cover. So it's going to matter which target Dibble picks as his first target. Initially, let's suggest he picks this one as his first target, and he rolls 3 successes. He's got to assign the first hit to the target he picked as his primary, the second hit could go on the guy in cover, and the third hit could go on this guy again. That would kill this chap, but one hit on this guy will do no damage at all, because he's got 1 point of soak for his armor, 1 point of soak for the box, 1 point of penetration, cancels one of those, and the other one gets absorbed on the soak. So this damage gets absorbed on the soak. So he'll take no damage, and this chap will be dead. If instead he had chosen this guy as his primary target before he rolled, then he rolled 3 successes, then he would have to assign the first hit to that one, the first hit to that one, the second hit must go on the primary target, which would mean he would end up dealing 1 point of damage to this one and 1 point of damage to this one. Dibble could also at this stage, instead of doing that, choose to assign all 3 hits to this guy and not bother to split his targets. 3 hits on this chap will kill him. So he's got quite a few options there. He can deal 1 point of damage to each, or he can deal 2 points of damage to this guy, and killing him probably is the best move. In this set of examples we're going to be showing some more different options. This is Dibble again, but now he's been through a few missions and he's got a bit of experience. He's gone to rank 2 and has entered the support class. He's got a heavy rifle, and on his heavy rifle he's got a targeter, and he's also got a laser dot. The laser dot sight means that at point blank range, every time he takes an aim action, he actually gets 2 aims rather than 1. So we'll do some examples with this. Dibble is going to shoot at these aliens. In the first example, if he would normally be rolling 6 dice if he made a basic attack. He's not going to do that. He's going to aim and then make an aimed shot as his second action. So normally the aim would give him 5 extra dice. 5 comes from 2 from the rifle, 2 from him because he's been upgraded a little bit, and 1 for his targeter. When he shoots at this alien here, he will roll 5 extra dice on top of his 6. But because he's at point blank range, his laser dot works, which means it doubles the number of aim actions he takes. So if he takes 1 aim action, it counts as 2, so that would be an extra 10 dice. The golden rule still applies, which means he can't more than double his shot, so if he started with 6 dice, he'll go up to 12 dice. So when he took an aimed shot, he would roll 12 dice. The second thing that this support specialist can do, rather than a basic out of the tin marine, is he has taken this training ability called Rapid Shot. Rapid Shot enables him to make 2 basic attack actions for 2 actions. So that breaks the normal rule that he wouldn't be able to make 2 basic attack actions because they share the attack action type. So he spends 2 actions to make a rapid shot, and he gets 2 basic attacks. He can see the result of the first before rolling the second. So the first one he shoots at this guy, the second one he might kill him, and then the second one he shoots at this guy. If he shot at this guy for the first one and didn't quite kill him, he might spend the second shot and shoot at this guy for his second shot as well. So those are some examples of Dibble shooting. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any comments, then please put them below. Check out the Xeno-Force.com website to find more videos, or my YouTube channel for more training videos for Xeno-Force. I hope you enjoy playing Xeno-Force.